back in the dungeon.
Hi, I'm Ben Hemsley and I'm from North Shields, which is a small town just outside of Newcastle. I don't really think there was any influence for the EP other than just fucking getting in the studio blind and experimenting with weird sounds. I think all the tracks are quite different from each other as well, so I didn't really follow one direction. It was literally just one of them weeks because I wrote the full EP in 1 week. I think it was just one of them weeks where I just went in and didn't have a clue what I was going to do and was just messing around with synths or whatever. And I came up with that. And obviously we got Daddy Dino, Mike, in on the vocals for the lead track, King of Darkness, at a later date. And I was absolutely like, it was actually Elliot Adamson who came up with the idea of putting him on the vocals of that track. So I was absolutely buzzing when I heard what he'd sent back. I first met Patrick through my older brother and his friend group really, because when I started getting a little bit older I started knocking about with them and they're mates of Patrick because Patrick's obviously from North Shields as well. So I think it was 2017 I got invited down to Patrick's birthday in a bowling alley in Shields, and Patrick was having a few people back at his afterwards and he invited me to come. And when we got there I think he asked to hear some of my tunes, so I played him them anyways and I was absolutely shitting myself because obviously it's Patrick Top and asking to hear your music. I was like, fucking hell. But anyways, I showed him what I thought was my best tunes at the time and luckily he liked them and he became like the first DJ to start playing my music in his sets and supporting it in general. And obviously we stayed in touch from there and he became a mate but also a mentor in a way, because when my career started last year, like obviously there's fucking some confusing stuff with music business, like, and whenever I had a question I could ask him and he was always there to give us advice and still is. So I feel really fucking lucky to have someone I know like that. My personal influence was probably my mum. Since I was young, like as far back as I can remember, she's always been playing like dance music in the house or in the car. And it was mostly trance as well, which I think you can hear quite a bit of in my music sometimes. But anyways, she was like always playing fucking Dave Pierce CDs or Ministry of Sound CDs around the house. So I've always been into it. But I think it was probably when I was like 13, 14, my brother came back home and showed me and my mum like a video of Tiesto's in concert 2004. And he was like, oh, what did he say? He was like, oh, I really want to be in that crowd. And I was seeing Tiesto and I was like, fuck that, I want to be Tiesto. My favourite rave I've been to some kind of good ones now. I would have to probably say Motion Boxing Day 2018. Motion was a night in Newcastle actually ran by Patrick, and everyone used to go who was in that sort of music. And after hearing about it for years through my brother before I was even old enough to get in, and then going for years myself, Patrick asked us to play the last ever one, and that was like the first time I'd ever been booked properly to play somewhere. And it's probably the first time I'd felt like people had came to watch us play as well, like other than just being a normal club DJ, people had actually came to see me set. Because like before I went on, like the room was quite dead, like the room I was playing in. And when I started playing and like after people came to see my set and like the room filled up, I was absolutely buzzing with that. It was like the first time I felt like my career had like started getting somewhere as well. So that was like a really special one for me. But it was the last ever one, so it was quite bittersweet as well. I was gutted it was finishing. But Motion Boxing Day 2018. My dream gig would be somewhere local as well, but just on a massive scale. Like imagine like a Creamfield Steel Yard size production or something in Newcastle. Or just anything local on that scale would be my dream gig. Nothing better than playing at home, I don't think. I've been making music for 10 years, but like I say, I think my career started like last year when I first started getting my records signed. And I've already had so many lethal moments, man. Just watching people I've looked up to for years play my tunes and play them around the world as well. Like from fucking Patrick to Scream to Salado to fucking Calvin Harris plays my tunes now, man. How fucking mad's that? That's absolutely mental, and he's an absolute genius and legend. It's just mint watching all these people play my tunes, and now I get to travel and play my tunes to people, and there's not one bit of it I don't love, and I just really appreciate the fact that I get to do something I love and has been my hobby for so long as a job. I'm just running away, just running away.